A lot of you out there are into real estate photography already. You're already doing it, or you're out there and you're just trying to get started. So I'm going to cover video right now, and we're going to do it both ways. We're going to do it if you're already started in real estate photography, and we're going to sort of do it if you're starting from scratch. Getting into video is so important. I think everyone out there, if you're doing real estate photography, you need to be getting into video because it's gonna help you remain competitive in your market. It's just a fact. It just opens up so many doors. I especially recommend it for people who are just getting into the field. You're gonna be missing so many opportunities if you don't have video, okay? If you're already an established photographer and you're not really interested in video, well, I would say that might be a little bit different because you're already doing what you want and you're into photography, you're not really into video. Maybe that's a little bit different. But we're over Sukhumvit Road right here, by the way, on my balcony here. So nice evening. Got a little bit of background noise, but it's cool. Yeah, so let's cover those two ways. So the first thing I'm going to mention, I had a great comment by Josh the other day. He commented on one of my videos. I forget his last screen name. I forget his last name. But he was mentioning to me he used to shoot with a full frame, and he since moved to Micro Four Thirds for real estate photography. And not only that, it's a great camera for video. So this is sort of my recommendation right here. If you're just getting into things and you don't know what the hell's going on, I really recommend this camera. And we're not necessarily going to go into lenses right now. He said that he was using the Laowa 7.5, I believe, which definitely would be on my radar. I might choose something a little different, but I would definitely want some fast lens in the Micro Four Thirds ecosystem. Okay, so that was a great body for you guys to be using, and the reason is it can tackle everything. It can do everything. It's going to take great photos. And if you haven't seen my recent blogs about depth of field, this Micro Four Thirds sensor, first of all, is going to pack a punch. All you need, especially if you're doing lighting in real estate photography, like you bring your own lights, it's going to do everything you need for the photography. And second of all, it's gonna be gangbusters. Now that was a little bit corny. I guess I really did just say that, but it's gonna be a great body for video. It's gonna be out of this world for video, okay? And it's gonna do pictures really well too. I think this is the way to go if you wanna save money. I really think you're saving money. You know you're gonna get into video. You don't even have to deal with that thought down the line. You're gonna have this to shoot your photos and go ahead and do your video with it too. All right, so a lot of you are going to be like me and you're going to be needing to get into video, but you already have all this equipment. Like for me, I have all my Nikon equipment. I'm not really going to go off and sell it and go buy a GH5. I like my equipment. I'm not going to do that. So what do you have to do if you already have your equipment for your real estate photography business and you want to get into video? It's so simple. It's almost a joke, I feel. So we're just going to jump into that right now. So this is the second way I'd say you can get into video real estate. People who are already established in shooting, you can go ahead and grab one of these. First of all, there's a lot of people out there who are going to sort of scoff at this when they see it, but I call them the quality police, and I just wouldn't listen to them. I've played with these, and they're great. They have tons of different options. They shoot 4K, 60 frames per second. I mean, there's so many different frame rates. The quality is great. The stabilization is better than you'd think. I've used them, okay? I have a friend here in Thailand who has one. I've used it. I've played with it. I've played with it in the shops. I'm very, very impressed by this device, and it's very cheap too. So amazing little device. That's all I'll say. I'll let you guys do your own research, but just a great, I think this is, I almost feel like this little guy right here is sort of more revolutionary than it's even being put out there. I feel like, some of you guys know, I feel like the big advances we're making in cameras right now is not necessarily dynamic range. I don't give a crap about that. If I have a speed light on half power, I'd take that over 5 stops of dynamic range. I don't even care about dynamic range. Give me a speed light. I have more control. The results are going to look crisper. So that's how I feel. So this thing is a great piece of tech that's actually pushing people's photography forward in a really convenient and cheap way. We're going to talk about another way that you could go about this. A lot of you out there already, I have the mic right on the keyboard here, but a lot of you out there already have top-notch quality phones, like the iPhone, the new iPhone, the Samsungs. So you already might have a device where you could go ahead and start shooting video immediately. You would just need to maybe put this on some sort of gimbal. And this guy is a really amazing little camera, and these Huawei's who a lot of you know about them, maybe some of you don't, but they're a Chinese company, and there's a little bit of controversy surrounding them right now, but I think they're making some of the best camera phones for video and for photography. I would tend to sway more toward the Mate line, Mate 20, and there's going to be a Mate 30 coming out next in a couple months that's supposed to have a really good lens for video on there, so you might want to, keep your eye out for that one. But yeah, you put one of these things on a what? I got this question from Logan. What sort of gimbals are you recommending? So it's so easy. Once you get a gimbal, guys, it doesn't really, I've played with three gimbals that hold smartphones, and guess what? They all do a great job. So I'll recommend this one, the Osmo Mobile 2. Great. I've played with it in the shop. I loved it. And I've also played with this one as well. And they both do a great job. I didn't see there was like one of them was smoother than the other or anything like that. Okay, so once you get your phone on something like this, I think you're just going to be good to go. All right, you're spending what for this one is $100, all right, and you already got your phone. You might want to buy a phone that, you might want to invest in a phone. Maybe you need to upgrade your phone. It's coming up. Maybe this time spend $800 on a phone instead of you usually spend $200 or $300 on your phone. You see what I'm getting at? It's an investment in your business. I think that's a great way to go. And just to sort of go back and reverse, one of the topics I didn't cover, and I wanted to, was when I was talking about the quality police. There's people out there that are going to tell you got to be shooting full frame, you got to be shooting Sony, you got to be getting in there with the best possible quality, and they're really into this mind frame that the sensor is like the most important thing, and that's not necessarily true. If you're trying to get your camera in a small little spot, you need a smaller camera, for example. Smaller sensors have better in-body image stabilization. So I'm just saying here, the only point I'm making is big sensors is not the only thing that equates to quality, okay? Big sensors, that's just one piece of it. And you got to imagine, you got to realize there's people out there who are full-blown professional video production machines. Like, you guys know of many of them, like for example, the guys at F-Stoppers, they're doing video all day. Guess what they're shooting on? A little Micro Four Thirds sensor. I know it's a good camera, but they're shooting on these cameras, okay? Little Micro Four Thirds. So what, they just don't know what they're doing? They need to shoot on a Sony or something? No, these are great cameras, and I feel like even though you're downgrading a little bit, if you get the Osmo Pocket in terms of dynamic range, it's still going to do great, and so are the phones, all right? So that's where I'm at with that. I don't think you need to have this great dynamic range. You just need to get out there and start doing video, start doing that process, all right? Get in there. It's not that bad. So at this point, some of you have bought the GH5, and some of you are maybe going to go for using your phone or using something like this really simple Osmo Pocket. And next thing you might need is some software, and that's really it. It's crazy how simple you could get into this. And this is actually free software, and DaVinci Resolve, and if you do a little research on this, it's completely blowing me away. I'm using it right now. Like, I'm going to edit this particular video with it, and it's just amazing, all right? It's one of those things where, in my opinion, we're probably talking about one of the best free pieces of software that's ever existed. I mean, it's that good. It, in my opinion, is sort of beating other software like Premiere, and it's free. So go figure. And it's really easy to use. So just amazing stuff there. All right. I want to emphasize here at the end how easy it would be to get into this. So you've seen the equipment part of it. You've seen the sort of you've seen the software. You've seen all you need to do after that, and I sort of left it out here. I'll pull it up. Let's get another tab here. Somehow I forgot this, but let's just go for the air. Let's just get that. So you're gonna get a drone now. That's it. That's all you need. That's it. I'm telling you. Maybe you want to do a few shots inside the house on your tripod and get a slider or whatever. You guys can take care of that. But I think you're outside. You're getting shots from the air with your Mavic Air. You're getting shots of the backyard. You could fly the drone low, you know, and do little what are they? Dolly shots, whatever you guys call them nowadays. You could get all sorts of shots outside with your drone. You walk inside with your phone or your Osmo Pocket and you get the shots in there. Of course, you could have a tripod in there too and get some panning shots. I don't think you need a slider. I don't think you need to get that complicated. But you're looking at, in the simplest terms, and how I think you guys should start out, grabbing that Osmo Pocket, walking through the home. You could just walk into little bedrooms, just show the doorway, the threshold, and walk past it. All the kitchens and stuff you're walking in. Maybe you do a little, you know, a dolly move by the kitchen sink, whatever it happens to be, by the coffee table in the living room, some little dolly moves with your hand with this Osmo Pocket is amazing. Believe me, I played with it. And so maybe you have some panning shots with a fluid head on your tripod, and then you're outside with this Mavic Air. You get into DaVinci Resolve, you put some music on there, and you're already into video. All right. And in the future, you might really be feeling like, you know what, this Osmo Pocket is limiting me. Great. You know, maybe jump up to the GH5. But I think it's really important to emphasize how easy it is for you guys to get into video and how quick you could be sort of doubling your income in the same, you know, you'd probably be about doubling your time too, but you'd be doubling your income in each of those houses that you sold on video. You got a lot more upselling potential as well. You got the drone. You can get up there and get drone photos. That's another upsell. That's another add-on. All right. So the sky's the limit with this stuff, and just like it's keeping with real estate photography in general, the equipment really isn't that burdensome to get in. I think that's what scares people. I've got to learn this, I've got to learn that. It's not that bad. You got free software, so you're not taking any risk with that. You can go ahead and pick one of these up. You're looking at $300 or $400. Get a phone, you might be looking at $500 if you want to go that way, maybe $700 or something like that. Really cheap stuff here, okay, guys? I'm telling you, get into video. Do it for sure. Get in there and just take it by the reins and just do it, okay? That's the key. Just get in there and do it. It's gonna open up doors for you.